I just finished cleaning up this space right here. Because always, the very productive people have surplus left over. Look at that. The dog tears open the bag, spreads it around, gets sick, and then comes over and they're like, oh, grass. They have some grass and then they fucking throw up. What do you see consistently? Look at that corner house. One of the houses that was most involved in harassing me. That asshole right there. Even flipped me off the day my leg got broken, saying I deserved it. Huh. That's a lot of trash cans. They fill up, huh? Very productive. Whose dog is that? A very mature, responsible adult person? There's a certain level of consistency with things. Huh. Oh, there he is. Don't find this. So there's a certain level of consistency with these things. Even though after like 30 years that I wasn't living here, 20 some years, left when I was like 4 or 5, you know, maybe 5, 6 years ago, there was no influence, no fingerprint, anything in the park here or this house of me, because I was too young when I was last here. But since then, even that mesquite right there, the tree, has some evidence of me. That tree right there, the acacia, all the ones that got pruned. So it's not as black and white to say, you know, one thing is different and that thing can be attributed to me. But what can be attributed to me, and, you know, oh, by the way, I haven't done a garden update in a while. This is the garden right now. That's the new fence. I guess I haven't updated on that either. So look at that. Their priorities there. It's getting colder. December 6th, Tuesday. I've got a little bit of a... These are doing really well. But I mainly wanted to record the trash and, for context, you know, the difference. What kind of imprint... Oh, I don't look too horrible myself right now, actually. I haven't brushed my hair since I got up this morning. And it's about noon. So yeah, it is 11:11 a.m. But you know, you can kind of tell the difference. Even these tires, they're resource, they're useful material. Last year, for example, I dropped some seeds here from some stinging nettle And I've already got some seedlings popping up. Values. What's the difference between me and them? Look at all these. These are seeded from plants that grew here. That I've been trying to keep going for a few years now. And well, it looks like they're actually not that. They're not doing too bad. I ordered some dill weed that I'll be able to plant to repel the cabbage moth. Apparently, that repels the white cabbage moth. That's doing a lot better than this one in terms of nitrogen and repelling the bugs. And I'm gonna be planting it there. Some rosemary there. I'm getting rid of the neem, even though this was destined to be planted in the park. They're interfering way too much over there, and I can't get anything done over there. This tree has termites. I mean, it already did when I got here in 2017. It had termites. I just thought I could get rid of them and save most of the tree, but I might have to stump it, like cut it all the fucking way down and try to regrow from that. These are doing pretty well. That is going to get planted over there. I'm currently, finally vacated this so I can actually start on the planter. Move the bougainvillea over. The palm tree did not make it. That is the same as that. It's a buried 5-gallon for the cat litter. And here's some of the nettle that I was able to plant. Nasturtium from seed. One of the plants that came up in the chicken feed or whatever from the park that I took out of the ground and I put it in a pot. One of the stray cats came in here, pissed on it, killed it and the jasmine plant, which, it was an actual jasmine. It wasn't the Confederate jasmine that I wanted to plant to climb up on the fence. I'll be getting rid of this. Got some succulents started there, some ice plant. This is generally going to be a zone 1. I got to dig up the ground, I have to restart all the plans. I got to go back to the drawing board constantly. And they don't even have to plan. They just play it by ear. They just wing it all the fucking time. And they get help and support from, no matter how incompetent they are. And I've got to be like, I got to be so fucking much. And they don't have to be much to get much done. You remember the scoring there. I was going to dig up a planter there. Get set back, of course. But yeah. First thing I noticed when I opened the door was that trash right here. Right there. Had to dig up one of the comfreys that actually did not die yet, but couldn't stay there. Filled that in again. I'm going to use that as a trellis for some peas. Maybe 2 rows, I think. 2 rows will grow there. I want to grow some catgrass and catnip for these fur balls. But, yeah. Definitely can tell where some of these things come from. What minds, and who really just cares about appearances. Like, you see that shrub right over there? That stuff, that brush, from the pepper tree, that stuff I left at the foot of the tree, and they move it around like it's trash. They want to get rid of it. I could see some trash that you could. I mean, if you're gonna volunteer for clearing trash, I could name a few points you could get started. You know? But if you're just doing it to seem like you're in control, I'll be the first one to tell you, you look more stupid than you think I look. It's supposed to be done with shears, but improvise. I mean, it's an invasive species, but it's gonna be here, right? Might as well try. Like, I could offer some pointers on cleaning up trash. But this is not trash. Look at that. Conserving humidity for the root of the tree. Like, that's trash. That's not. That's trash. That's not. That's an invasive species. That's an invasive species. This is not. That's trash. In that form, that's trash. That's trash. Real smart, real mature, responsible adults. I mean, no, I'm sure it was the kids drinking those beers. Yeah. Right. I'm sure it's the kids who got a thing of motor oil sitting on the sidewalk right there. Yeah. I'm sure. I'm sure it's the kids that get that the garbage spilling out onto the road. I'm sure it's you see that line right there? It's a shadow here for now. It's like about less than a foot, maybe 12 inches at most. I'm sure it's the kids that built that house out onto the road in the public way. Yeah. Look at that one too. It's way out here. So, in case it's been a while since I mentioned, those eucalyptus trees, there's 2 here, and there's 1 there. There's a big one over there, and there's I think at least 1 in the park over there, and then 1 right here near the sidewalk. But they can be cut down and turned into kind of like railway ties, which, you know, they used to use them in California. Well, they planted them. Fletcher did, but they were no good for that. So he ended up introducing an invasive species just because he had a lot of money to throw out. They can be used sort of like railway ties, tied down with rebar and a concrete block that's buried underground, maybe like a foot or more, to basically extend the sidewalk all the way along so that it actually serves as a sidewalk from that point to that point, buried so that they hold the soil back at ground level, but with stakes inside the ground that anchor them and people don't slip. Um, it'll keep the soil in place. I'm pretty sure they would steal something like gravel, but I mean, look, that's rubble right there. That could get pounded into sort of gravel, something well draining, filled into the spots, and then people can walk up and down without having to walk on the fucking road. As you can see, there's no crosswalks, there's no speed bumps. That is public space. There should be a sidewalk there. But no, you know, majority rules, and it doesn't matter how right you are, it doesn't matter how smart you are, because they're going to want to make you look stupid. Look at those trash cans. It doesn't matter how many times I clean them up. It doesn't matter how many times I say that they don't do the same thing to Granny over there on the other end. Give her the same amount of shit. Because of nepotistic little politics about, you know, their group. You got old people, adults, excusing, participating, permitting. And they'll come over and they'll beat on this tree whenever I prune it. They'll mock me. They'll damage my work. They won't let me actually get my work done. See that tree right there? They pruned it back. My guess, I'm no psychologist. Oh yeah, I burnt some onions, so I had to bring this out here. Trying not to use Teflon much anymore anyway. Need to wash that. The smell of burnt onion is horrible. Horrible. But yeah, that's probably blocking their camera's view there. So they did that. And my family, they still won't let me go. You know, they say, you know, we're supporting you, but it's really like a form of like tying me down, and it's weird for an adult person to be in this position. Like, what can most people my age actually relate to? Like, fucking pop culture tabloid shit, fucking Britney Spears and a conservatorship. Like, this is not exactly like that. Britney Spears did not get sent to a fucking place where they told her human rights don't exist, where they made her stand naked in a fucking shower for saying, for being atheist, basically. Stand in a cold fucking bathroom for hours. At least I had my clothes on that point. And not get to eat. Have to eat what everybody else eats, even though I'm vegan, and so I have to pick out the bits of meat from the food. That's disgusting, man. Like, you wouldn't get away with making a Muslim or a Jewish person eat pork. So they don't got time to clean up the park, but they got time to play. To play ball. Kick the ball around. Great, that's gonna be loud when it drives by. There's a dog over there. You guys want to round it up?
Vacuna a perros y gatos contra la rabia en esta unidad. Es gratuita y de alta calidad. Al
Nope.
vacunar a tus perros y gatos, proteges a tu familia. Secretaría de Salud.
I could have gotten so much done.
Vacuna a perros y gatos contra la rabia en esta unidad. Es gratuita.
Son convocados los residentes, los dueños de perros y de gatos, para que salgan a esta unidad móvil y refuercen la vacuna antirrábica 2022.
I could have gotten so much done had they just minded their business as much as they did before. There's 30 years of proof right there. How much they've done with it. Does that look like my work? Does that look... Even the patch of aloe over there is just like that because it does well in the climate. And it's... I mean, like, it doesn't look like that. Which I'm not bragging, but... You know, there is a difference. That's new growth right there, actually. Check it out. Haven't gotten much new growth from that bit right there, but it's doing a lot better than it was over there. It got too much shade in that spot. And then, which is part of the reason why that palm tree wasn't doing too well. Yeah, there's so much I could have gotten done. So much. Instead, I mean, look at the place, man. There's a tire over there on the ground. There's a tire over there. Man, even their graffiti doesn't look that good. Like, put some fucking soul into it. Put some fucking heart into it. That's fucking spaz graffiti shit, man. That's fucking scratching up the school's desks, not graffiti to get the kids more books. Graffiti to get the kids fucking paid lunches. That's graffiti to take away the kids' lunches. It's a whole separate spirit to the fucking graffiti. It's a whole separate culture, a whole separate attitude. It's disappointing. But hey, you know, somebody at least, you know, they painted the trees white. Oh, that whitewash, which is good for, you know, reflects off the cars, that whole shit. That's great. I did it before, if you can't tell. You know, look back on the records, which ones have been painted. I did it before. I just didn't have a lot of paint, and I didn't have a lot of, you know, security, comfort going out and doing it to all the other trees. So I have a range. I got to be reasonable. Fortunately, it's kept me alive, and I'm able to walk for now. I don't have the stance that I did before my leg got broken. I gotta be a little smarter about it. But you know, I'm not stupid. The day I got my leg broken, I was just right there. How far is that from my front fucking door? That's not terribly far. So I still intend to. It's just that these fucking people, they don't. Like, how could you take the time out of your fucking day? How could you expend the fucking effort in such a way? Like, you'd get more done if you just fucked off. You'd benefit so much more if you just fucked off the way that you did before. You know, they didn't fill that trash can like that, those trash cans like that, before they knew that I wanted to clean them up, that I wanted the place to be cleaner. They do it to spite me. They do it to burden me. They do it to make me look bad. But it really doesn't take Sherlock Holmes to figure out where that trash mentality comes from.
contra la rabia en esta
It really doesn't.
es gratuita y de alta calidad. Al vacunar a tus perros y gatos,
Really fucking doesn't, man. I collected some of that from the park, actually, too. Most of those are mine, but some of them are from the park. I don't throw that in there. Almost all of the trash in here, almost every single bit, everything is from outside. Everything is from outside. That bag right there, that bag is mine. It's a torn up soil bag that had a hole in it, so I'm not gonna be able to use it to plant potatoes or anything. That comes in the mail, and I can't compost it. And I've emptied the vacuum cleaner in here a couple times. But this takes forever to fill up. This takes like a year to fill up. What isn't plastic and recyclable? Look, what isn't that stuff? I don't put in there. That crunches down. All of these crush down. And I send it off and it gets recycled. Like, we're not the same. We're not the fucking same. And I wish they would just just go back to what they were doing before I got here. And let me finish. Let me finish what I've already started. God, man, it's not that fucking hard. Just fuck off. I got so much work I need to do. For my own sake. Because I have some fucking dignity. I have some fucking self-respect. Not even my own family, like, lets me get to what I need to get in. To here or in Quamiles, for example, like, they could have just left me alone, but they're like, no. Basically kidnap me and lock me in some place where I have to accept the conditions that they impose upon me. Look at this. It's horrible. Who could piece that? Like, what the fuck did you... What the fuck? Do you just do welding as a job just because it's a job? Because it doesn't seem like you take pride in your work. This one too. This one. What kind of fucking joke is that? That shit's not even fucking welded. Look. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? How are you gonna clean the glass right here? How do you clean that? How do you clean the glass in that? It's so close to the fucking sliding glass door that by now the sliding glass door and the screen door, the inside screen door, they smash up against each other. It doesn't work. Anyway, I'm gonna fill it up and I gotta... Well, I'm going inside and I'm done. Hopefully this roots. It's some ginger, but it's been pretty cold and I didn't get started sooner, so... But I'm gonna finally crack open that seed pack and start using some of those plants. And by the 12th, I should get I didn't know if I was gonna get fennel or dill. They're kind of closely related, and supposedly they both have the same effect of deterring the cabbage moth. But I've got to open up the ground, and I would have done it sooner if I knew the politics of, doing whatever I need to or want to here in this house wasn't going to be met with a fucking ridiculous amount of bullshit or conditions or, I don't know, some sort of, like, consequences. Like, the fuck, man? Like, when they'll bitch about that, it's like, is this my house or is this your house? Like, and it's like they're constantly hovering, and it doesn't matter if the house is legally in my name and I'm an adult. Like they find ways. Like when that was the case, they lied to the police to get them inside. They lied to get me locked up. Like how weird is this fucking surreal fucking bullshit nightmare where I can't get anything productive actually fucking done on a reasonable schedule? It's ridiculous. It's absurd. This is ridiculous, man. But I'm gonna keep trying. That's what I do. I'm not gonna turn it into them. Throw my garbage out on the street and have the neighbor pick it up. The fuck. I'm not gonna turn into them. I know the difference between that and that. Oh god, man. Oh, I've got some caterpillars here on the roof. Check these little guys out. They're supposed to look like bird poo so that they don't get eaten by the birds. But I know, I see you, Caterpie, I see you. Check this one out. Check them out. It's huge. They're cool, huh? So I let them. It's cool. They can eat all you want. I don't like cabbage moss because they eat my food. But the rue, it's an herb. It's got plenty to grow. It's got enough to offer. Still looking forward to the tiger swallowtail, which is part of the reason I wanted the dill or the fennel. I think they only go after the fennel. I'm not sure, but yeah. See? And it's like, I'm not in the neighbor's business about how, I don't know, they want to get their sneakers and which baseball cap and blah, 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 blah. Like, I mind my business, man. They don't. They do not. For fuck's sake.